All right, so I'm here with my boy War. You feel me? So like, tell them like how old you is and where you from, bro.
23 years old and from Jersey, New Jersey, right out there on the East Coast with it.
Okay, for sure. Okay, so how is it like being from like Jersey and like just the music scene and stuff like that, like and what it taught you?
Mm, the Jersey music scene is interesting. I think there's a lot of narratives on it that come from stigmas that I think are kind of old now, where people say that Jersey doesn't support Jersey, but I feel like it's straight out here. If you know where to go to find the creatives, you'll find that there's a a pack of us. Like it's a large group, but a lot of people know each other, and so it's very collaborative. It's good energy. I've done some stuff with Samad Savage, who's a Jersey artist who hosts the Best of Essex from time to time. It's just a opportunity for artists to perform and get feedback for what they do. So something like that can exist, and then there's just so many talented people, especially like within the last few years that I've noticed to come out of Jersey. And it's dope to be out here. I'm trying to find as many artists as I can because I'm just now getting into really networking with people and really like actually getting to meet the people that are in my areas. But the Jersey scene is dope, and it also kind of intertwines with the New York scene as well. So it's a lot of reach out here.
Okay, for sure. That's fine. Okay, so like, who is War beyond the music? Like who are you? Like,
That's an interesting question actually that you asked. Before we got on this call, I was playing Persona 4. So I love to be on the game. I love to draw, watch anime, love comics and stuff. They're gonna be able to see my camera, right? So they're gonna see all this shit.
yeah.
Pokemon poster here, Pokemon poster there, Pokemon poster there. Rayquaza right up there. That's Pokemon definitely one of my favorite things that I've been into since I was like a little kid. And then anime in general been into since seeing Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. Love to draw too. I'm trying to get more into being artistic and stuff like that. So that's another thing. I'm into fashion, trying to get more into it, lean into a newer style that I've been trying to work on just to elevate myself because it's something that I'm interested in. Um, what else? Yeah, that's I pretty much say that's a lot of my character. I'm just like I love obviously listening to music just outside of making it, and I'm into a bunch of pop culture stuff. Been like this like forever since I was like a little kid, man. Watching Beyblade on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network.
Okay, for sure. Okay, so what made you take music like seriously, or what was a moment that
Mm,
made you take music seriously?
so I started out with music just like in seventh grade, rapping at the lunch table, and it was fun. And we in a time where it's so accessible to start doing everything on your own, unlike it was in the 90s and 80s where you had to like go outside a studio or like a label office and be like, hey, yo, like sign me or whatever, XYZ. And you like damn near everybody was an industry plant. It's so accessible. So I ended up getting a Blue Snowball mic and I started making my first songs, I believe in 2018. And then I was having fun with that for a while, but then I kind of realized I've picked up and put down a lot of things, but I never put down the music. So around 2020, I kind of realized, yo, like this is what I want to do, and it's mad possible. And so I was just like, you know what, let me go for it. And so I started really going into it, music, dropping tapes, dropping singles, music videos, all that, because I started to really enjoy the process of it outside of just the rapper aspect. Like I genuinely enjoy making music. So that started really, and not only making music, but like, doing everything that comes with it. So once I got that down, I kind of started hitting the ground running, doing a bunch of stuff. And I would say 2023, before 2023, I was taking it seriously, like I said, but I was able to get a viral song off of the V Small Fry beat. And once I got that, I was able to see that I can actually like achieve something with the music. Because I always believed in myself and I liked my own music. But to actually see the numbers go up and see myself trend and be able to get plays, I was like, this is something that I can really do. Like I'm really in this. Cause you know what I'm saying? A few years ago, when I started it, you gotta think I was like 14, 15. So I'm kind of just doing it for fun. And then I get older and I start seeing the success and I'm like, I don't really have to put myself in a position to go do some sort of job I don't want to do or go to college if I don't want to. If I focus on this, I can do it. And once I seen that and I seen the numbers going up and I seen the traction and people started really messing with me, I was like, nah, I'm on the right path for sure. Cause you don't run up that type of stuff by accident, you know? It's like it means something to get to that point.
Okay, so
So yeah.
where did the name War come from?
It actually comes from my government name. My name is Jawar, so I just took the J A off because that was a nickname that my friend Cameron gave me a minute ago. He was the first one to call me War, and at first that was not my name. My name was some nonsense before, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But I changed it to War because it's simple, it's short, it's to the point, and it's unique. Only problem is when you look it up, Google's like, "Did you mean what?" So we gotta get big enough to surpass that, overcome that. But that's where the name came from. Real simple.
Okay, so um, how would you describe like your sound to someone who like never heard you?
Um, it's so interesting because whenever I get this question, I usually don't know how to answer it. But as of recent, I've been like finally able to put it in some sort of a category. It's just swag rap, bro. Like I just get on the beat and you know what I'm saying, I'm flexing the stuff that I like, that I got, that I want, you know, manifesting as well as speaking on what's going on. I put a bunch of pop culture references in it. It's a bunch of bouncy, fun beats or hard hitting beats. I can either do no auto or auto tune with the melodies or auto tune just like straight rapping. So I would just categorize it as a whole as like swag rap, some similar to like kind of like a mixture of like a Uzi and a Pierre Bourne, but with different types of beats because I try a lot of different subgenres. So I would say it's something like that.
Okay, so like what type of like emotions do you try to like put into your music?
Generally, I just want it to be like a fun vibe. Like that's one of the things that I've been doing from the jump. I love being able to make a song that can make people happy or just give people like a great vibe. That's always been something that I've been into. Because especially when you perform, to be able to see people like really mess with your stuff and like get happy and like just start jumping around and you get a great reaction out of them. Like I love the connection that you get from performing stuff like that. So overall, I try to make it so that my music is just fun and energetic and something that you could really enjoy. But I also do tracks that speak on like more personal stuff. So I just want to invoke a feeling. Like I want you to be able to get an emotion out of it that is something you can take away from it. If I'm talking about whether it's like personal stuff that I got going on in my life, like like my love life or you know just like the hardships of coming up doing what I'm doing or how family stuff is going here and there. I want to be able to give you an insight on that, but at the same time like there'll be most of my tracks is just you know what I'm saying, charismatic music, you know, stuff that you could turn on and on a good summer day and be like, yeah, this is a vibe, stuff like that, and our shit of course.
Okay, so do you make songs with a plan or do you just create like off the feeling?
It depends. If the song has a topic that I want to get through, then yeah, I'll most likely go ahead and have an idea. But a lot of the times when I'm recording on a day-to-day basis, I just load up the beats, see what I'm feeling, and then do something based off of that and just punch in and go. I've written a decent amount of songs as well that are like that, but for the type of music that I make, I don't necessarily need to always write it down to get off what I need to get off. Especially when I've been doing it for so long. Like once a week I stream on Twitch. So I'll just stream me making songs and I can make like 3 songs in a matter of like an hour and 30 minutes at this point, maybe less depending on how long the song is. So I've gotten real good at making consistent tracks just off the dome. And so sometimes I need to, write it just to make sure I get the idea down. Or if I have a bar that I think of randomly or a melody, I'll write that down and record that. But for the most part, it's off the dome, I would say.
Okay, so like, what does like a studio session look like for you? Do you just rap at home, or have you rapped in the studio, or not?
I've rapped in a studio, I think one time, bro. I think I've been in the studio rapping one time. Most of it I just do from the crib. I got my mic right here. I can't pull it up, but I got my focus right. What do I have the other one? I do. Hold on. I have the other one just to show. Got my mic right here. Got my other focus right here. And that's all I really need. I got my Audio Technicas. I got the pop filter. So I just do it from here. Because I know it's a lot easier for me to manage, especially with starting and stopping and getting everything how I want it to sound. It's easier to do it here. I don't have anything against studios, but I am paid for all this stuff. So if I can do it from the room, why not?
Okay, so like, what inspires like your visuals and cover art? Because I know you got like more.
Um,
It's like more of like a pirate theme and stuff. So I,
that was like a one-off thing. What inspired that is oh, you can't really see them. I got Skylanders back there. So I used to play Skylanders back in the day. That was for Skylanders Giants, but then they came out with Swap Force, and they had it was like you could like switch out the characters, the tops and the bottoms to make different heroes. And there was one called Washbuckler, and he's like this octopus pirate nigga. And I was like, that's the hardest shit because he was just clean. He had like a little musket gun or whatever, and I was like, yeah, this nigga's tough. And so I've been reminded of that, and I was like, I'm gonna just make something called Swashbuckler because I fuck with One Piece, and so I like pirates and shit like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me just make some shit where I'm a pirate because why not? But most of my stuff, when it comes to cover arts, I want it to be something that pops out at you, something that you can recognize and be like, yo, like this makes me want to listen to it. So it's gotta have vibrant colors. Sometimes it's more simple. Other times, I put more detail into them. But the idea is just for it to be something that pops out at you and kind of has a good color to it or a good, like I said, vibrance to it. I wish I could find a better word than vibrance, but just something that has an array of colors so that you can get that emotion from it. Because, like I said, it's supposed to be fun music, so it's got to be a fun cover as well. And that was a really fun cover. I'm so glad at how that turned out. I had commissioned it. One of my friends had did that for me. And I used to do my own cover arts, but I started getting more people involved with the creative process because I can't do everything myself. And I love how it turned out because it's sick.
okay, I want to ask you a question too, because I seen you with DC2 Trill. How did that happen?
So there was a Concrete Boys pop up in New York, just randomly from this thrift store that I shopped at from time to time. And I seen them post it. I want to say at like 3 a.m. like that day in the morning. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go to this. So, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I got out of work, came home, got changed, got on the train in New York, and I end up at the pop up. I get there late. I get to the pop up mad late because it was supposed to be from 4 to 6. I get there 5:30, so the shit over. I get there, there's a big ass line. I'm like, damn. Then I see Boat and them leaving. I'm like, damn. I'm not even finna get to do nothing. But then out of nowhere, people start like moving forwards because they want to see Boat or whatever. So I'm like, I got free will. I'm finna just walk up there too. So boom, I cut around the whole line and get up there, and then I see them leaving. Somebody hands him like their clothing thing or whatever, and then boat dips off. And so people started leaving, but the concrete boys were still there, and I was like, hold on. So I was doing a little networking with people on the side, just chopping it up with other folks that was out there, and then I seen a bunch of them came out of the door, and that's when I saw DC. And DC's hard as shit. Like the FOMO song he got, I used to bump that shit every day walking home from work a few years ago. So I fuck with his shit, and I just been fucking with Concrete as a whole. So I walked up to him, dapped him up. I was like, I get a photo. Got the photo with bro. You know, shout out to DC. He's mad cool. He's mad chill about it. And yeah, I actually met a lot of cool people there. Vame, I don't know if you're familiar. He's an artist. He did the Ganger color for V's. He was there. I was so psyched to meet him, bro. He's such a cool dude, like very chill, down to earth guy. Camo obviously was also there. Camo, if you seeing this, you supposed to run that brawl holla. He was talking that smack on brawl, yo. He needs to run that, bruh. Cause he swears he's cold. He needs to run that brawl. I don't know why he's ducking. I'm in his server waiting for this nigga to be like, yo, I'm on that. He don't never say it. I'm about to check the server right now. Yeah, he ain't never said nothing about that shit, bruh. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, they were super cool, down to earth guys. Everybody that was at the event. So that was how I ended up doing it, just randomly going and getting that opportunity.
Okay, so what's something people misunderstand about you?
I won't lie and make it seem like I'm this like super mysterious, complicated artist. That's not my thing. I like to be very personable with my fans. I like to feel like if you know my music, you know me, and we can be, you know what I'm saying, tight like that. Cause it's a relationship with the fan, the listener, and then me being the artist. If I had to say one thing that I felt was misconstrued about me, I don't really know. I don't feed too much into the perception of other people's like from other people's eyes on my music because of course I appreciate those who support me. I appreciate those who criticize me, but at the end of the day I make this for myself because I love music. So I couldn't really think of something that I feel like somebody doesn't really get right about me cuz I'm not necessarily worried about it. I'm trying to think because I want to give you like a good answer, but I don't know. I don't really have anything that I feel like people don't get. The only thing that I could probably say is depending on what project you get from me, you might think I only do one thing, but if you really look at my discography, like I do a little bit of everything with the subgenres. I do whatever I can express myself through. So I guess that's one thing that people might not really get right about me is that I'm I wouldn't say I'm versatile, but I'm able to do several different sounds within the niche that I'm in. I'll say that.
Okay. So do you feel like people support you the way they should?
Um, I'm grateful for all support that I can get. To be completely honest with you, I don't really have an issue with getting support or not getting support from people. An important thing that I learned, and I made a TikTok about this the other day, but worrying about if people will or won't support you, or if you are or aren't where you're supposed to be necessarily, kind of like devalues the music. And not to obviously say anything to your question, it's a good question because people, you know what I'm saying, think about that. I think about it, so it's a good question. But I just, for me, I don't necessarily think that the support is something that I try to dwell on too much because people are gonna like whatever they like, you know? If people feel like they have a reason to like you, they're gonna like you, even if that reason isn't even a real reason. Like even if it's not, if it's a fake reason, they'll in their heads make themselves think that they should follow that reason. Like when I post up pictures with DC2 Trill, when I post up pictures with certain people, the idea is like perception.
Mm-hmm.
So someone will be like, he's with important people, oh, he must be important. Whole time, I'm a fan, you know, and I'm not afraid to be a fan, you know, but I fuck with these niggas and they're nice people and they're cool. So I'm gonna take a picture with them. But realistically, when it comes to support, the support that I do get, I'm so grateful for because, like I said, I'm just happy that other people enjoy my music. I love when I can get somebody who breaks down what they do and don't like about it. That's great. I love when people tell me, "Oh, this wasn't good. You should do this," or "I liked when you did that. That was cool." Just any type of feedback is important to me. So as long as I'm still getting that and I'm understanding that people are consuming my art, that's the greatest support I can get. So whatever level of it that it is, I take that, and I'm just happy that I get it at all. I would say,
Okay, so where do you see yourself from a year from now?
man, I've been I've been really working hard trying to lock in with music these past 6 months because even though I would say I've taken it seriously for a while, like we mentioned before, I'm just trying to find more and more ways to like stack up different techniques and different motivations to elevate myself even further because this is my craft and I want to keep getting better at it. And so I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've been outside going to events. I've been focusing on, you know what I'm saying, curating sounds for myself. I've been working on my appearance and trying to make myself more of a brand. I've been just doing a bunch of things that I wasn't really doing before at a high enough level, and pushing it to the max. And it feels like 2026, and I've been saying this to everybody, it feels like 2026 is the year that everybody who's been working hard for this shit is paying off. So to me, I feel like in a year, it's no reason why I can't be even more up than I am right now. You know, I don't want to put any sort of number, any sort of cap, or any sort of goal there because I know what I want my end goal to be, and I know I'm gonna get there. So I'm not worried about that. But in terms of a time sake thing, because everybody's stuff happens in their own time. But in a year, my music is going to be much better. My branding is going to be much better. My visuals are going to be much better. Everything that I'm doing now that I'm working towards is going to be elevated to a whole different level because month by month it gets better. So in 12 months from now, April next year, we're going to be doing crazy big things, bigger than we've done before. And a year from then, I'm going to be doing even more. You know, with every year just is going to come more and more progression because I'm going to lock further and further into it, and that's where my head's at. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so what's your main goal like with music? Is it fame, money, or just impact?
I would say my main goal with music is just to be able to have freedom, you know, the ability to make the music that I love to make, not have to worry about bills, not have to worry about a roof over my head, not have to worry about food, not have to worry about any of the things that I have to work a job now to make sure I can keep. You know, I want to be able to just be an artist and be free and be able to create. But I also want to prove to people, and show them just how great I really am because of course I do, even though I can say yes, I'm not necessarily concerned about the opinions of other people. I do take this very seriously. So I want to show people that I'm tough. Like, I want you to see this and be like, yeah, he's snapping. And this is one of the hardest out right now. And, you know, there's competition in the game because WHAR is here. That's something that matters to me. I want to show that I'm one of the best to do it, in my field, in my lane, and to just continually improve. So I definitely want to elevate myself to a point where, I don't think I'd want to be too famous. Like, I don't think I'd want to get to a Drake level. I wouldn't want to get to a little baby level. I think somewhere around the range of like a Ken Carson to a Lil Tecca level is where I'd want to be. Where you're recognized for who you are, you've got the mainstream success, but you're able to keep your sound, keep your niche, and keep your individuality and just be able to, you know what I'm saying, leave a legacy behind because that also matters to me too. Something like that.
Okay, for sure. I agree with you on that. That's actually a pretty good take. That's the first time I heard that. Okay, so
Like,
uh, what's one thing that you're about to do that people like not ready for?
I've been working really hard on this album. It's my first real album because I feel like despite how much music I have, I never wanted to call any of that stuff an album because I felt like it was just tapes, me figuring out my sound, my flow, having fun with certain stuff and experimenting. But I have a album coming out called Love is War. It's my first album that has direction that I feel like really has like not only a stylistic approach that's specific, but you know what I'm saying, just intent with lyrics and structure as well as imagery and messages that are put throughout the album. It's not some super duper like lyrical ass album. I got bars, but it's still gonna be my sound just focused, you know? That's what Love is War is gonna be. And I'm gonna put a lot of promotion behind it. I'm gonna put a lot of energy behind it. I'm gonna be doing things I've never done, like I've said before, for it. And that album is gonna be what I really push for the whole year. That's gonna be the focus once it comes out, which we're on track right now for it to come out in the summertime. Definitely before August if I can. You know, if things don't go that way, they don't go that way. But the idea is June, July, that album's coming. You know,
Okay, so who's better right now, you or your competition?
I feel like it's so funny because I saw the other shit before, and then I'm finna say this. If you don't think you're the best, there's like no fucking point, bro. I'm gonna be so honest. Like I forgot who had said that shit. It was somebody recently that said it. I wish I could remember who. But if I don't think I'm the best at what I'm doing, if I don't think I'm the top, ooh, no, it wasn't somebody specifically that said it, but I think it was on the end of like a Kanye song. I love Kanye. His mom was talking. I think it was in the documentary as well. And she was asking him if he's like too like something like if he's too cocky or XYZ. And she was like, "Nah, you know, you're this and that. Like, you know, when you're as talented as you are and you're as good as you are, you kind of have to be, you know, sure of yourself. You confident because you know what I'm saying, it comes with the talent and it works for you, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm the best. You know, I know the work I put in, I know the energy I put in, I know the time I put in, I know my skill and how I've developed it. So I feel like I'm the best. I feel like everybody should think they're the best, but I'm not everybody, I'm me. So I think I'm the best.
Okay. Okay, so what artist would you never work with?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bruh. That's a hell of a question. Um, I'm not making no song with Too Slimy, bro. But I fuck with what he's been able to accomplish, and I think it's great that he's been able to probably put his family in a great position. I just saw a show clip from this nigga. This nigga's going crazy. He's climbing on shit. The crowd is fucking with his stuff. So I think that's amazing. Um, but I don't really like his music. It's not for me. I don't think we'd make a good song together. But he actually seems pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen the Blackboy Max streams that he had a while back. He seemed like a cool dude. I just don't think we should ever make a song ever.
Okay, so what's something in this industry that you don't respect or you just don't like at all?
Um, because I mentioned it before, I hate that niggas think they're too cool to do anything, bruh. Like, niggas are too cool to collaborate. Niggas are too cool to show that they're fans, excuse me, of somebody. Niggas are too cool to like be active, excuse me, damn, with their fan base. Niggas are too cool to do literally anything. Like everybody feels like they have to be this distant persona or that they have to just put on this front like they weren't literally just a regular person listening to music X amount of time ago, and now they're this person who's got status and fame and all of these things going for them and a following. I hate that people don't have that realness in them. That's why I fuck with Slayer, despite a lot of the hate that nigga gets. I feel like that nigga Slayer could have been like in class with me, like, and we would have been on a game or some shit like that. Or we would have been talking about the game. Like that's a nigga that I can genuinely see, and he's from Philly, South Philly, which is like down the street. But he's like genuinely a nigga who is authentically himself. You know what I'm saying? And very down to earth. Like the niggas on Twitter. The nigga tweeted some shit in the middle of this interview. Like he's a regular guy. He's just a regular guy, but he makes his music and he puts his effort into it. He's been doing it for years, and he's not afraid to show love. He's not afraid to show his influences. He's not afraid to put up a Neon Genesis Evangelion watch on his wrist and show it off. He's not afraid to say that he likes Sonic. He's not afraid to do any of that. I think people need to be more like him because, and not even just in the sense of what they're interested or he's interested in, but just just the outward expression of who they are without really like trying to hide it and mask it under something else. I think the transparency is refreshing, and it's why he's at where he's at. People feel him. I feel like that's something that I hate, that people just don't have that realness anymore. Because when you do, it only benefits you and it only makes you a more likable person, but it also allows you to be more expressive, and it's probably better for your mental health to be like that than to just be all cooped up and acting like you don't want to talk to nobody, and there are people that don't want to talk to nobody, but the people that are putting on the front, you can tell when somebody's doing that because they think they're supposed to do it versus the actual introverts. You know what I mean? It's a difference.
Okay. This another spicy question, you feel me? So if you had to go
Okay.
song for song with someone, who you picking?
Song for song, like to see like basically like in a versus type of thing.
Yeah.
On some friendly competition shit, because I really got no mouths for nobody. I think me and Protect could go song for song. And Protect is dope. I really fuck with his shit. I think I give you a few honestly. I think me and Protect could go song for song. I think me and K Suave could go song for song. K Suave is hard. Um, oh, I'm not even gonna lie and say I could go song for song with that nigga. That nothing else thinking of, but definitely Protect, definitely K Suave. Because those two niggas are definitely just artists that I respect in the scene that have either been doing or what I'm saying recently been doing really great. Um, and it's funny because that whole Protect profile picture shit is hilarious, but he's hard. And he's been hard, so I would say those two artists. I think I could go song for song for, and let me pick a third one because two is weird. Let me do one more. Mm, in the underground right now. Mm, I'll say, mm, I say I'd go song for song with Jesus on some shit, bro. And I know he'd have a blast with that shit because that nigga energy is amazing. So I know he would have a fucking good ass time with that. So I say Jesus too.
Okay, for sure. Okay, so what message do you want people to take like from your music?
From my music, I would say the message that I want people to get from it is that even though I make all these fun songs, all these happy songs, and I make this good vibe, good energy music, I'm a person. That's obviously not how I'm always feeling. Things happen, especially last 6 months, a lot's been going on, but I want people to take from my music that despite your circumstance, you can still enjoy life, you can still have fun, you can still be happy for what's going on, you know what I'm saying? And not to neglect your other feelings, but to embrace what you are feeling and be able to take that and turn it into something great. I also want people to take from my music that, cause it's swag rap, that yeah, flex that shit you got, bro. Flex whatever you got, like it's the best thing that you got. You know, be the best version of yourself you can be, because you're you, and there's nobody else that's gonna be you ever in the history of life. You know, billions of years will pass by, and there will never be another nigga that was ever like you. So pop it. That's something I want people to take from it too.
Okay, so what should people expect next from you? This is the last question.
Love is War. You know, I might drop another SoundCloud EP, just because I like dropping and I record a lot of music on a regular basis. But Love is War, you know, expect that. Expect more content, more videos, more collaborations, because I really don't end up working with a lot of people just because it's harder to reach out, but I'm getting better with that, and I've reached out with a lot more people as of recent. So more collaborations, but really just Love is War as a whole. Get ready for that. Get ready for everything that comes with it, because it's all I'm finna be talking about once it comes out. Every single day I'm gonna be promoting it. And it's live. I can't wait to share it.
Okay, for sure. And so for people, if they want to find you on all plats, could they find you at? Like all your socials.
On all platforms, my name is WHAR, WHR, the number four, and then ever. YouTube, it's just WHAR. And then Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Pandora, Deezer, whatever you use, it's just WHAR, all caps. And that's where you can find me.
Okay, for sure.